I think it worked.
Welcome everybody to our commentary of 5 centimeters per second. This is an animated movie that I've actually been looking forward to commentating ever since we did School Days, so let's check it out.
Atari? Oh my god!
Akari.
The Akari Jaguar.
Imagine the romance between the Sega Genesis and the Akari Jaguar.
All right, this film was made by Comics Productions, aka the production studio of Makoto Shinkai. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, 5 centimeters per second is a combination of 3 stories. The first one, The Chosen Cherry Blossoms.
Makoto, that name is...
This name is written... This was written and directed by Makoto Shinkai, a famous animation director of recent years who's a huge fan of Hayao Miyazaki, and he inspired himself on Studio Ghibli's work. And you can show, and it shows. The animation is gorgeous.
But whatever you do, do not touch the pavement with your hands.
Yeah.
Luckily, I haven't found that out the hard way, but
I had my feet on it once.
let me guess.
Basically,
it really hurts.
5 centimeters per second is a love story, a story of teenage love, shall we say?
Love story.
Please let there be some comedy.
I hate love stories.
Why do you hate love stories?
They're just
boring.
Well, they can either be boring or they're so overly cutesy and whimsy and they make me want to vomit.
Hopefully this one will be better. I usually like love stories so long as it's something...
Guys, it hasn't been 5 minutes. Just give it a chance.
Yeah. She's right, Dwibs. We should... She's right, Dwibs.
Because I don't know anything about
the said, we should try to keep our minds open to it, both men and women things. So let's do this while also watching something butch.
Let's get the Expendables up.
2.5 minutes in, worst anime ever.
Wow, even worse than School Days. Ding!
Yeah. It's horrible. The characters are flat, everything, blah, blah, blah.
You know what's funny? I should probably also mention, apparently the producer of School Days' name was also Makoto Itu.
I think we're watching this to get over School Days. Stop talking about School Days.
School Days is a long time ago. Are you saying it's still hurts?
Yeah, it finished a long time ago, but we only recently finished recording it.
True.
So what's the
I've never heard of it until then, so I need to recover.
Sorry, what did you say? What did you say the plot was?
The plot is basically this is two teenagers who. Actually, the story has you'll get some backstory in a moment.
It's anyway. 2 teenagers that are falling in love, and it involves a train.
Okay.
Nice train, I guess.
Right now, what we're listening to is a conversation that they usually have.
Okay. You never heard of Tochigi? It's in that wonderful place in Spain.
Wrong, Tochigi.
Oh god, it's the general from Full Metal Jacket.
Nah, the general from Full Metal Jacket will probably give them, like, weird names. Have you got the latest Harry Potter book in stock?
Basically, they live far apart, but they're planning. Basically, they grew up together, but she moved away to a faraway city, and they've been pen pals since then, and they're planning on meeting again after a few years.
A special rendezvous, Jacques, you could say.
Yeah. We're still going to get a flashback showing their backstory and shit, so we're still going to get that, don't worry.
I'll admit, even if I don't like this film, I can still have some fun with it, I guess, if me and Dwibs' skits are anything to go by.
You can appreciate it.
Indeed.
Although, again, like I said, I'm not big on romance stuff.
I know, but there's a difference between appreciating quality and actually liking it. So.
That's more like a random impulse decision.
And there is the... Oh! I'm on Treasure Spaceport. I look forward to going to that in Treasure Planet. Thank you.
Pretty much me in school, asleep at my homework.
Heavy rain today, I see. School days, heavy rain. What's next?
You have to go see the Angel of Darkness.
Who is she?
Something, I don't know.
Well, there was a TV show created by James Cameron called Dark Angel, starring Jessica Alba. Is that it?
No.
What could possibly go wrong?
Let me guess, they die before they even see each other.
No, nothing like that. Don't worry.
Maybe
experiencing heavy snowfall.
Oh my god, this is like school days. The snow falling, the train meeting, and everything.
Yeah, that's why I said it would be interesting for us to commentate on this.
This reminds me of one of the gameplay segments.
I love the score by Tenmon.
Talk about that later.
I love the score too, and we're going to listen to some pretty nice piano tune right here.
I will admit, the animation so far is rather stellar. When was this made?
2007.
Not bad.
The same year as School Days and all.
So are these the two lovebirds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is back when they were kids.
Ah.
Oh my god, Nike product placement.
Huh.
Now,
I have to admit, so far isn't as boring.
Yeah. Now, kids, what have we told you? Running.
Hi, McDonald's.
Oh no.
There's McDonald's product placement everywhere in Japanese stuff.
Did either Michael Bay or Sony have anything to do with this film?
No.
Michael Bay involved in this film. Well, I guess it would be sort of...
Look at that, what they made of the chips. That's cool.
Aww.
Here's the backstory. Pay attention here. It's the backstory.
Did you call those chips?
She transferred to his school when they were kids.
Prince Caspian. Is that a Narnia reference?
But since they spent most of the time together, they used to make fun of them. And they put, like, that was right in there, for example.
It's funny because Caspian's used to be the name of one of my local takeaways. spelled differently, but pronounced the same.
Wow, those two really were the best of friends.
It's sweet.
Alright, so...
Charming.
So, of course, it's not going to go all sunshine and rainbows.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but don't worry.
I get the feeling something bad has happened.
No, actually, believe it or not, they don't fall into that. Makoto Shinkai, fortunately, hasn't fallen into that trap in this movie, even though he's made a bad movie recently. But fortunately, here, he doesn't fall into the melodrama trap.
You did say before the commentary that this would be realistic.
Oh yeah, I actually really love the way they handled the drama in this. It's very well done, I think.
Well,
now that you mention it, this guy actually does look like a less dickish version of Makoto. But the similarities are just coming out of the woodwork.
Although, I gotta say though, because the film's only like over an hour long, it's not something I'd pay a whole lot of money to get. If you know what I mean.
I know.
That depends on how much it was charged for. I mean, there are some countries that base the charge of the movies based on their length.
That's why I didn't go see with the 2011 Winnie the Pooh film at the cinema.
Which is a shame, because it's a brilliant movie.
Yeah, well, again, if Disney made it longer than an hour, then it would have been more money.
It's not always sure to base everything on its length. However, I guess I can sort of see why somebody would not want to spend too much theater-wise. However, though, if it's on DVD, you might still want to give it a look.
I've already watched it, Jova.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I meant. Is like, well, if something's on DVD, yeah. So
Basically, she got accepted into university. Basically, well, not is it a university or is it a high school? I forgot. Basically, she got accepted into a new school that she was trying out for and shit.
Okay.
So I guess this means that their meeting will be delayed.
Yeah.
Ouch.
The
Hey, this is like
the thing is,
Spider-Man, never mind.
like we were told in the flashback, since they were small for their age and everything, and they used to be bullied and stuff, so they were basically each other's only friend, so they're very close.
Wait, this came out 2007, you say?
Yeah.
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 Wow, same year as the School Days anime.
That's what
You
I said.
already said that, Jova.
No. Hey. I said
I didn't bring
that.
up a year thing.
Oh, did you?
I said that earlier.
Oh, okay.
I get no credit.
Although
Credit to Dwayne.
I guess technically this movie did come out after the video game. Which sort of did this already, but whatever.
Sorry, your meeting's been delayed again.
But the thing is, Jova,
So
we've been watching this for quite a while, and I don't hate anyone yet.
Yeah, that too.
True, yeah, it admits so. Well, then again, there are some characters I hate, but then again, those are the mini characters, basically the people who were teasing them. But those aren't really characters so much as they are background.
They're bullies. You're kind of supposed to dislike them.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever seen anything where you're supposed to like the bully?
Depends.
Actually, yes, I have.
Let me guess, they worked out terribly.
One of the things that makes me really like this movie is that I can actually relate a lot to the main character, because much like him, I also was not really into sports, and I was a lot more into reading and video games and shit. So I also had some problems with classmates being mean and shit.
I can relate to that too.
There was a time in my life for that too. I can relate.
And the movie
Yes.
does a
Mostly
great
for
job.
secondary school.
And the movie does a great job in showing that in the flashback we saw. But fortunately, it shows it only once, and there we go. That's it. The point is made. You don't have to drive it home, and you don't have to drive it into our heads.
Mm-hmm.
You know, seeing the train makes me wish Speed 2 was actually set on a train as opposed to a boat.
You'd think they would have gone for train instead. So where's this kid going now?
Speed 2 traction control.
Basically, they're still trying. They're still trying to. Again, the train was delayed, so it's going to take longer. One thing that I love.
So he's still trying to meet up with. Oh, I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to meet up with her so that he can say goodbye to her before she has to go to the university.
Yeah, basically, it's their last chance to meet.
Wait a minute. Last chance to meet before the love interest goes away to a university.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Uh,
I guess.
That was one of the plot
But
points.
School Days did that too, remember?
Oh yeah, School Days did do that too. Okay, seriously, what is it with this movie? Have so many things associated with
It took
lesser
School Days and
stuff.
shows us how to do it better.
With School Days and Amazing Spider-Man 2.
How about that?
You could phone her, but then again, reception on trains is terrible.
yeah, it is.
And coupled with the snowstorm. To Akari. Whatever that is. What happened to his face?
It's a classic
He's
thing.
downtrodden.
It's a classic thing Japanese animators do. Whenever a character is kind of sad or some way, they usually do that kind of thing. Backstory.
I'm sad.
Huh. I'm amazed. I'm actually invested in this.
You know, in the suggested video section, when we eventually get around to doing the Harry Suzumir movie, the length really is scaring me.
What? How
Dwebs,
long
it's
is
a
it?
fantastic film,
It's
and
about
I
as
know
it's as long as Transformers: Age of Extinction.
So
Dwebs.
it's a
I know.
fantastic
Well,
film.
Dwebs. Again. Wolf of Wall Street was 3 hours long, and it was an awesome 3 hours. I mean, I don't know. As long as the movie's good, that's fine.
Yeah, it's just
Have you seen it, Pedro, or haven't you? Or
I'm not really into Harry Suzumi. Don't get me wrong. It's fine. It's just that it's I don't know, for
that's
some
what I was
reason.
going to say, because I know a lot of people who really cannot stand the TV series,
No,
but
no,
they'll
no.
watch
It's fine. It's
best.
just that I kind of got sick of it because it didn't seem to be going anywhere. You know, it's just her doing constant weird shit with her god powers, and I mean, it seemed like for a moment they were going for character development between her and the love interest, but then they kind of gave up on that. I don't know.
I think they went back to actually getting somewhere in one of the later seasons.
Anyway,
There are,
Huh? What was that,
there are
Roy?
2 series in a movie, and now a spin-off series about Yuki.
one thing that I love most about one of the things I love most about this movie is how even though most of the dialogue is narration, the movie's still driven by visuals. Most of the tension about him, you know, being anxious about meeting her is only shown through the visuals and shit. Like for example, right here, we're not just the visuals themselves portray his state of mind perfectly.
no.
Oh,
I've
crud.
lost the letter. You know, I suppose he didn't have a coat with a zip. Did he have a coat with a zip on it?
No.
No, I didn't.
Ah,
So what was in that letter?
It's the letter that the last letter that she sent to tell them where to meet her.
Oh boy.
now it's going to be running all over town trying
It's-
to find it.
Symbolic.
If this were the Polar Express, that letter would somehow find its way back to the train.
But this is realism. It's not a Robert Zemeckis
Yeah.
motion capture movie.
Well, actually, Jova. After this, the movie Makoto Shinkai made after this one was called Children Who Chase Lost Buses, which was a kind of a fantasy film. It was basically a love letter to Studio Ghibli, particularly Hayao Miyazaki's Castle in the Sky. So you might also enjoy that one. In fact, I'll probably pick that one eventually because that's one that it's basically a love letter to Studio Ghibli, shall we say?
Okay.
Again, this guy's
Dang it! Once again,
Makoto
it is
Shinkai.
delayed.
Makoto Shinkai's big idol is Hayao Miyazaki, so
Well, I can definitely empathize with this guy. It's like everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong and delaying him.
as someone who has a lot of bad luck in a lot of things I try to do, I can also relate to this.
Yeah.
Two hours.
I hate it when that happens.
Wow, someone
You know, I'm kind of
hates this kid.
I'm kind of expecting the culprit to be the train man from Matrix Revolutions.
This is why I like buses.
Wait, you like buses?
Yeah, over trains, because shit like this happens.
Well, the same can happen
Oh,
with trains, you know. It's like buses.
It's easier to get around
Okay.
things like this with the bus, though.
True. I guess I can. Okay. I can understand liking buses over trains, but liking buses in general. Wow. So we're only 19 minutes into this, huh?
Well, we're almost done with the first story because again, this is actually a compilation of three stories, chronicling the life of the main character.
That makes sense. I was about to say they're going to spread this whole story out into the next year. They would have to do something spectacular.
All right,
But he
so
made it,
finally we arrived.
Okay, right. Now she told me to meet. She told us to meet outside the McDonald's, right? No, well, that's not it. Right. What else did she say? She said to. God damn it! I'm
Oh,
cold
she
again.
actually waited.
Oh no, I'm too late. She's frozen to death.
Oh.
You know, I'm surprised she's recognised him after all this time.
Hey, this is a lot like
Well, they
School
kept
Days
in
episode
touch. It's
11
not
now
like
that I
they.
think about
It's
it.
not like The Lion King where they didn't have any contact, and then
And then,
Yeah.
then they recognise each other immediately.
She probably already
Yeah.
She probably had already given up hope that he would show up because again they couldn't communicate.
I'm amazed you're right, Pedro. School Days is a lot like this. This is a lot like episode 11. We're coaching our house waiting for our coach out in the cold.
Except this is actually being made by talented people.
I'm enjoying this. I'm not.
Obviously, of course. Iwafune. I can't help but think of Inafune whenever I see that name. And I guess this girl can cook better than Coach Noha, too.
By the way, I made you some jelly-filled donuts.
Combined with burgers and everything.
A what?
Japanese cities. Oops.
Okay.
They're prefectures and such stuff.
They stuck true to the overall script in general. They didn't really alter anything.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, it is a Japanese enough looking town.
Come on, let's have a race in the snow.
Well, if he was going outside Japan, we would have seen him get on a plane. So
Oh, imagine if they were that far away.
Unless the Japanese actually managed to make a train that can go all the way to America. Like-
Or underwater.
Oh
Like
yeah.
we,
Oh yeah, here it is.
like when we built one to go to France.
Yeah.
I don't like snow. It gets in my hair
Really?
and makes it all wet.
I like snow.
I like it too. But it's not trying to kill me.
Ugh.
Well, if you'd like some advice on what you should do.
Imagine a bird flying through the sky.
Yeah, do that.
That'll
You see, this is what you do when you're in love and out in the cold.
think of birds.
But yeah, seriously speaking, this is a very touching scene, actually, and it's actually rather unique.
Yeah, I really like the parallel between the snowflakes and the cherry blossoms.
Gorgeous animation. So, where's the relationship gonna go now?
Well, we have two more.
No,
episodes
again, Joe, but like I said, this is their last meeting before they pretty much stop seeing each other.
Oh, but they casted everything.
You
Oh,
can't have everything in life.
Yeah.
true.
I mean, have you seen some stuff where they get it and then like they get killed the very next second?
True.
Like the sad part is that not only are they in love, but again, like I said, throughout their childhood, they were each other's only friend they ever had. So of course,
What? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. The door's blocking the audio.
Let's just assume she could mouth read.
Yeah. She's like that guy out of OK Connery. He can do anything. You sure you want to? Do you want to redo OK Connery sometime? Considering we lost the commentary track.
Eventually, some point in our
Not right now.
lives,
Watching something good.
but not now. We're actually looking at something good. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually invested in a romance story. Then again, maybe this is just the first one I've seen that I've been spoiled on Twilight.
OK Connery is actually pretty hilarious.
Oh, I understand.
So yeah, that
It's
was
just
episode 1, The Chosen Cherry Blossoms. This actually started
You know,
out...
this may be able to restore my faith in romance films.
This actually started out as a mini-series of 3 episodes, but then again, but after that, since they were all related anyway, Makoto Shinkai just joined them into a movie when it comes to the DVD release.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, the animation is beautiful.
Okay, now we're in space, the final
Sky
frontier.
with stars so bright. The colors feel so right.
Dude, but we can't quote Sonic here.
Why not?
Because it's the law.
But Twibs, look
But
at the diamonds in the
Sonic's-
sky, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
Son-
Is that the Death Star?
No.
Oh,
You'll see. You'll see.
yeah.
You'll see. Hold on.
I've never felt like this. I'll just keep on running. Towards my goal, that is.
I want to destroy the Death Star.
That was actually a little reference to the previous movie he made before this one. But it also is also symbolic of the dreams he's been having of her ever since that happened. That episode 1 ended. Anyway, okay, so this is a few years later when he's in high school.
Wait, high school?
I think it's high school.
I thought
but
they were going to university.
No. I think they were junior high students, but they were just about finished with junior high, and then they were going to high school. I think that's what they were 13 years old when episode 1 ended. So again, I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but basically, plot-wise, all that's important is that they're moving to new schools. That's all you need to know. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, this is this is a new character. This new character right here. Basically, she's a new friend of our main character.
I guess she has a crush on him.
So yeah,
what's the main girl character's name again?
Akari.
So she's Akari's relative. Yeah, I keep making Hong Kong 97 jokes for some reason.
What? Hong Kong 97?
I keep doing that for some reason.
Look at that, his balls dropped.
Well, he is
Wow.
older.
It's like when Daniel Radcliffe's balls dropped in like 1 year.
That was like that was literally the first film where he was like
of all the free,
11 or some shit.
Of all the 3 episodes, this is actually Vanessa's favorite. Mostly because in here, unlike the first episode, and the main character is actually this girl, not Tomoho.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's a comment on this video that says that this one is apparently as emotional as Sword Art Online.
I'd say very. Like,
All right, so
I've read Sword Art Online is very polarizing.
So yeah, like Jova called, yeah, she has a crush on Makoto, and she's been trying to tell him for a while now.
Wait, Makoto?
Yeah, his Tomo Makoto, I think that's his name. Tomo something, whatever.
So we have another character named Makoto, but again, that name's rather common.
So 2005 was the year of the Haruhi.
Oh, and
2007 is the year of the Makoto.
Shiro, 2006 was the year of the Haruhi.
All right.
Okay.
Another cool
It
thing.
also fits because the producer of School Day's name is Makoto Itu. But yeah, you were saying, Pedro?
Well, one cool thing I like about this character is that she has a hobby of doing surf, and she's very good at it. We'll have to see a bit of it. It's some awesome, beautiful water animation and everything.
And also that guy studying to try and get the role of Hawkeye. Sorry, kid, but Jeremy Renner's already one step ahead of you.
It's actually quite fun.
Yeah, indeed. I like archery. Anyway, speaking of which, but yeah, that gives me an idea. Maybe sometime after this, we should start commentating on Sword Art Online at some point in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the big ones
Sounds so
alongside
enthusiastic.
Evangelion.
Yeah, but there's other stuff we've got to do first. Puma Man.
But it's Pume.
Igarashi.
All right, so let's actually try.
I'll show you a bit, Jover, after we're done with this.
So, what's going on now?
She's waiting for him.
Aw, she's doing that cute anime blushing.
I think I know where
know
this is
what that-
going.
Oh, I think she'd love that.
As far as as far as the boy is concerned, they're just friends, but obviously she wants more.
She wants his children.
Well, I take it he still has a strong feelings for Akari, so.
Oh,
It's like it's kind of like Mortal Kombat Annihilation, where he's like, "No, my heart belongs to another."
Actually, that's actually you're actually onto something, Shiroi. But we'll wait till I'll bring it up when we end episode 3.
I sense
All right,
conflict.
All right, so backstory. Oh, there you go. That was the name. Toho Tanaki. That's his name. Toho Tanaki.
Okay. Sorry, girl, you might have some competition.
Not just any competition, but the kind of separated, star-crossed lovers competition.
That's some tough competition to beat.
Yeah.
It's tough competition. A girl that isn't even there.
Yeah. It's the equivalent of trying to hit on Romeo when he's obsessed with Juliet.
I love
And she just keeps running into him.
I love the use of the guitar in this track, by the way. But then again, Portuguese, so I'm a sucker for guitar.
Folk guitar is usually Spanish.
Actually, actually, both Spain
Portugal
and Portugal
is technically part of Spain. Remember, basically,
no,
Portugal
not
is
part of Spain. We're an independent country from Spain, but yes, we descend from Spanish people. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, James,
Both
Portugal pulled an American Revolution on Spain. They basically did the same thing to Spain that we did to you guys.
Yeah, kind of the same thing. I guess you can say that. But yeah, both in Spain and Portugal, the traditional instrument is the guitar, the classic guitar, obviously.
Except the difference is you wasted loads of tea.
So what did you guys do? Did you dump all of Spain's sangria in the lake?
No, no. We just beat the crap out of them.
So pretty much what we did, minus the tea. Oh, hey, we didn't want to get taxed for it. It was very expensive, and we were getting forced to pay it.
But you wasted some.
All right, that girl. By the way, the girl in the jumpsuit. She's the girl's older sister.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Future career survey.
Sumida Kanaya, that's it. Sumida Kanaya.
Wait, does the older sister like him too, or?
No. The older sister is just giving advice to the girl.
Oh.
Because... Oh, boy.
Oh.
Huh. A girl for crush that actually isn't done to... actually isn't done to face Pomely. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I guess she isn't very good at surfing them.
Actually, don't worry, Dwips.
No.
She'll get
It's
better.
quite simple. She's just distracted.
Yeah, she's just distracted. Trust me, Dwips. You'll get your awesome surfing scene.
Is she going to use the power of love?
The surf is the whole surfing part of her personality is used as a way to demonstrate her inner feelings. Right?
It's not as stupid as the surfing scene in Die Another Day, is it?
No, it's not.
Another Day.
That movie was meant to be campy. This is meant to be a serious love
James
drama.
Bond film.
Although, in my opinion, Die Another Day kind of went.
James Bond.
Although, in my opinion, Die Another Day kind of went too far in the campy direction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how bad could it be?
So basically, your feelings on that movie is what I feel about the Casino Royale movie. Except for me, they went too far in the serious direction. But that's
I thought that was Quantum of Solace.
Really? Well, we'll talk about that later. Hold on.
I think Die Another Day was the first Bond film I watched.
Me too.
I have yet to see a James Bond film.
Watch Skyfall. Oh. Skyfall is awesome. The best, probably the best entry for a newbie.
I
Are you,
think
are
it's
you sure?
puberty.
Are,
It's
are you, s-
it's
are,
she means her heart gets warm. You know how,
I know
well,
what she means. I know what she means.
love it, love it. Are you sure it's Are you sure it's feelings for him, or are you just having a chest infection?
Or she's having puberty.
I'm guessing
In which case,
I'm
she needs to get bigger
I'm
clothes.
guessing
Ah!
I'm guessing Makoto Shinkai is trying to avoid the "my heart" whatever line.
Yeah. My heart belongs to someone else.
Well, it would sound cheesy.
Yeah,
Mm.
I can understand why he
Because people
chose.
don't really
There's a
say that.
there's a reason why it didn't work in Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
They actually tried bringing that into a fighting game.
Fighting game movie.
Well, yeah,
Let's
fighting
try to
game
listen for a
movie.
bit, for the sake of
Right. So, kind of like the cast of Final Fantasy 13, only more intelligent? Okay.
At least they admit it.
Yeah.
Never before has the fate of a paper airplane been this astonishing.
And then they hit a propeller.
No, it's quite simple. It hits into Sonic's head as he's flying through the air at the start of Sonic X.
And then Sonic died. Da, 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 da.
Because of a paper airplane.
Yeah.
And then he came back to life thanks to Sonic Unleashed, Sonic
The
Codes, and
paper airplane
Generous.
is the ultimate life.
Those are the kind of deaths I always like. It's they think they're going to be killed by something big, but it's the little thing that kills them.
So basically, Tomo Tanaki himself, just like Kaneye, doesn't exactly know what to do with his life when he finishes high school.
Maybe he'll be an astronaut. Is he?
Yeah. She said 5 centimeters, and it sparked a reaction from him. In case you didn't notice.
You know, what if someone like did that
Oh,
to tease him or something? 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters.
Yeah, but they don't know why he's acting like that. So
Yeah.
So
it
it's
would
pretty
just
much
be
like
weird.
the
It
equivalent
would just
of
be
when...
weird of them to say it.
Oh, it reminds me of the time when me and Wib set stairs, and that caused Pedro and Tio trauma.
Stairs?
Don't. It's a King's Quest
Stairs.
thing, Shiroi. Don't. It's a King's Quest fan thing. Don't bother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Me and Wib didn't understand it, but we sure abused the
here's
hell out of it.
Yeah.
So basically,
Aw.
the sister doesn't understand why she can't just make up her mind about.
So the best way to talk to it, of course, is over tea. Just hopefully it's not over expensive tea.
Let it go.
Hey, I should be telling you guys that.
So yeah,
Well, I don't-
basically, these shots of them together again, it's him imagining and shit.
Would you like a cup of tea, Jova?
Personally, I prefer coffee. I'll take Go to Blend number 107, please.
Great. That'll be £6,000.
Dump it
What's
into the river!
No, I mean by £6,000. I mean they're going to punch you 6,000 times.
Okay. Well, it's quite simple, Dwibs. Then we'll dump you into the river.
I couldn't read
Answer
that
Jeff.
fast enough. What was that text saying?
Let's try. Hold on.
Your attempt at cliff diving
But-
was a smashing failure.
But basically, sometimes he starts writing a text message and he almost sends it to something. But the problem is that he wouldn't even know.
Text message.
Obviously,
Must
obviously
not.
doesn't know Akari's number. So
Must not make school days connection.
Probably would have been a good idea to get her number, but
Amazing.
No.
The school days.
well, the thing is, Shiroi, at the time I'm guessing they didn't have cell phones and shit.
maybe.
I'm gonna be a professional surfer. Huh.
Right, now, hopefully this time my surfing will not be shit.
Surprised there's actually not a surfing pun in King's Quest. Oh,
I can make one. Time to wave goodbye. Da, 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 da,
Da,
da,
da,
da.
da.
okay. Let's see how she does.
Okay, so audience, I'm going to be spending the rest of this commentary in bad joke jail.
So yeah,
But you'll miss the awesome surfing webs.
Yeah, here's the awesome surfing scene.
it's quite simple. I'll show them a video via that. But yeah, basically, so yeah, from what I can gather, this second chapter is focused more on what's her name?
This girl, Kanai.
Yeah, Kanai. Yeah, it seems like this chapter's been focusing more on Kanai.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is all going to end up culminating and fusing with what's been going on in the first chapter, isn't it?
It actually is. You're onto something.
Nice. I like films that actually know to do that.
Your weather reports are bullshit!
Most weather reports are bullshit.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the ones in my city often are legit.
One of the things I love about Makoto Shinkai is that when he's actually, catering to his strengths, unlike other movie I could mention, he actually always manages to create believable characters with a minimum runtime, because there's no huge elongated storyline. It's mostly just visuals, and it does a great job, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have to give him credit. Every one of these characters has felt really realistic. I mean, you got the guy who obviously doesn't know the girl has a crush on him, of course.
Unlike the cliche of him just not having anyone except he's oblivious. In here, it's more like he's distracted because of the fact that he still misses Akari. So, of course.
Exactly. That's realistic. I'm just saying they're putting a realistic spin on it.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, as she said in the narration, she plans on confessing to him today.
This is going to go well.
Watch him end up confessing to her about his long-lost love and her getting second thoughts about it. Come on.
I'm sorry, I'm frozen. I can't speak.
Oh!
Oh, well.
It's harder than it looks.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
The signs are there, girl.
Yeah, hopefully not a thief.
Well, actually, Dubs, motorcycles have I don't know the English word for it, but they have a thing that you can do when you park them to prevent stealing.
What?
You mean a parking boot? You mean like that?
Yeah.
No.
If we could say a bomb recognition system where if your bomb isn't the same, you get ejected out of the bike and go flying in the air.
Awesome.
Well, Dubs, if there wasn't a way to prevent,
awesome.
if there wasn't something like that, Dubs, motorcycles would get stolen left and right. So
they just want to fly in the air.
Yeah. It's like I think there's a
I
parking
really
boot
love this
like,
scene.
Wheels, stable, and like basically that uses a key, I think.
High power line. Mate. Oh, there you go.
You can't say it's nothing at this point.
But I'm a guy. It's in our nature to be nice.
I'm guessing he's thinking, okay, either she's still worried about that garlic thing, or
Is this a reference to a movie?
sorry, onion thing. Sorry.
yeah, basically they live near a space station and shit.
If I made that thought, that was a nuclear missile about to hit them.
Yeah.
That would be awkward, to say the least.
Yeah. I want to
Although
confess
this is realism, and a nuclear bomb doesn't come around every day.
I want to confess my love to you. Oh shit, nuclear missile.
So, yeah.
Oh,
By the way, notice how the sky's clear on one side and darker on the other side, depending on where the missile is.
Symbolism.
They're on two
Could you imagine
sides.
Could you imagine the King's Quest Star death messages if they got hit by a nuclear missile? Well, at least it went out with a bang. Da 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 da.
Anyway.
Maybe he'll be an astronaut when he grows up.
Maybe
she'll be an astronaut.
I wonder if this is where J.J. Abrams got the inspiration to write him and Kazdan to write that line for the trailer.
The crying stopped.
For episode 7. There's been an awakening. Have you felt it? The dark side of the light. Which side should I go on?
Guessing the third episode's going to be rather short, considering we have like less than 15 minutes left.
Hold on.
Are you sure there even is a third episode?
There is. Don't worry. The third episode is the shortest one.
Okay.
Oh. Ouch.
Well, to be honest, it was never gonna.
Yeah,
She can-
I guess.
Girls have this
It
sixth
still
sense.
kind
where
of
they can-
hurts, though.
Girls have this sixth sense, I guess, where they can tell the guy doesn't like them.
Oh, gee, I wish the girls in School Days had that sense.
Yeah.
Could have saved us a lot of time.
That moon looks like it's being repaired after Sonic Adventure 2.
So this is when they were repairing it.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
just catch it up here.
God damn it, they still haven't fixed the moon.
Huh. Oh god, take it, movie! Stop pulling at my heartstrings.
So that was episode 2,
And you
Cosmonaut.
weren't invested earlier.
So that was episode 2,
No.
Cosmonaut.
And now it's straight on to episode 3, the final episode.
All right, episode 3 actually takes place now. Okay, Tohono is now the main character again for the third episode. Now we skip to where he's actually done with college and he's actually working now.
Okay.
And let me guess, he's gonna work at the space station.
No. The whole space thing was kind of supposed to make this happen in the same universe as his previous movie. Kind of, it was kind of a little thing for the fans of the for his fans who've seen his previous movie.
Previous movie?
Yeah, the movie he made before this one.
Self-employed, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay. March,
Well, at
March
least he's not
2000,
working in a...
March
Oh, hey,
2008.
Well, hey, at least he's not working in a cubicle.
So now we're in March of 2008. Huh.
And the
So I
cherry
guess
blossoms are out.
I guess at the time this was sort of the future, and whoa, that building looked like a place from New York.
They stole the Empire State Building from New York.
Hey, I feel like I've mentioned before.
Oh well. See ya.
Could that be... Are we suggesting that's his long-lost... Dang it, you train!
Trains suck.
Yeah, heck, if the School Days video games are anything to go by, they're actual death
Yeah,
killers,
this
too.
is realistic.
okay.
Train times are always so...
Hold on.
Ugh.
Actually, okay. Forgot that entire. Okay, before we find out exactly who's behind that train, we're going to basically figure out what what Tohono has been up to these last few years.
Oh my god, this looks like the same building from School Days!
Actually,
In fact, that looks
there
like
are a lot
Makoto's
of
apartments.
there are a lot of buildings in Tokyo that are like that. So
It was just the resemblance was uncanny, especially with the artwork and everything.
well, again, Tokyo. So being made at the same time and both of them taking place in Tokyo, it only makes sense.
Pick up.
Please?
Actually, this is not her. She's not even as you can see, she doesn't even have the right hair color.
Why?
Hold on.
Huh. Unless... So was she calling the apartment?
Hold on, you'll see. And here's Akari.
And then the train went in another direction. That would be a pretty shitty ending.
Oh boy.
Huh?
Did you notice the ring on her finger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, she's getting married.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, sorry, guy. But I think you're a bit too late.
And she didn't even call him about this.
Well, they couldn't, remember?
She moved on.
Oh, that's right.
But basically, she moved on. Tohono, not so much, as we know.
She's not gonna.
She's
not gonna pull like Spider-Man 2, where she just runs.
No. They never meet again. They never met again after that encounter in episode 1.
Okay.
Really? They never meet again?
Again, Akari moved on.
Oh shoot! She didn't even give him a call. Oh, I mean,
They didn't have a way to contact themselves. Remember? They don't
I
know.
get that.
Okay. I swear, this pizza guy is so freaking late. I told you I want my pizza at 3.
Who's texting him?
Hold on. Basically, it's
Wait a minute.
basically this colleague from his workplace.
Is she?
No. She hasn't never appeared before. Basically, this work colleague he has is also has a crush on him.
Oh, go figure.
Well, at least on like School Days, there's an actual reason why girls were fawning over this guy.
Well, do we know why she has a crush on him this time?
Well, that and there's a good reason why Makoto Shinkai puts both the surfer girl and this woman. You'll see at the end.
Don't try to guess, Joe.
No, I'm not gonna try and guess. I'm actually I'm interested.
Yeah, Joey.
How's your man
fascinating. Well, what about you, Dwibs?
Huh?
You enjoying?
Yeah.
What sells this
More
movie?
thought, they don't want to admit it.
What sells this? What sells this movie is how believable the characters are.
Oh, yeah.
I have to admit, I thought this would be boring with it just being romance. Then again, I will admit most romance films I've seen have been stuff like The Ugly Truth and Twilight.
Well,
Honestly,
in that
Pedro-
case, of course. Well, no shit.
I've never even heard of Ugly Truth.
That's like if you've started action movies by watching Ballistic.
I mean, Pedro, we're nearly done with this, and I haven't found one cliche thing or something that isn't realistic.
Well, in that case,
In this-
don't watch Garden of Words, aka Makoto Shinkai's latest movie, because it's actually pretty bad. Ugh.
Really?
Ooh, sounds fun.
I was actually pretty sad. I was actually pretty sad when I saw that movie. I could not believe the guy who drew.
So you can rip it a new one.
I could not believe that the same guy who made this movie made that It's soap opera.
Well, then again, every filmmaker has like a.
I know. It's just a shame that he went downhill so quickly.
Wait.
So it's like
Well,
the.
Hold on. I'll talk about his filmography later. Hold on.
it's just one film. I mean, maybe he'll get better.
Actually, Joe, but there's more. Hold on. There's more than that. Hold on.
Yeah. But according to what my Portuguese member has told me, wait, that's it?
That's it.
Hold on. There's more going on after but the story keeps going while the song is playing. We're still gonna see the train passing by.
That's
pretty sudden.
and sad.
So yeah, basically, as you can probably already guess, there's a parallel between both Tohono and Akari. One moved on with her life, and the other he kind of became lost because he never actually bothered to, and despite the fact that he had really great girls, interested in him, he never bothered to actually, move on with his freaking life. Basically, it presents the two sides of childhood passion. One got over it, and the other one never quite got over it. So it represents both sides of the experience.
Dang. So that guy will live the rest of his life to be
a frustrated guy, basically. Which that's another reason why I loved it. I mean, we got the two sides. Usually when it comes to movies like this, it's either one way or the other. But this movie actually explores both sides at the same time. So I really like that.
What about the fur girl though? In this third episode, the one with glasses.
Well, okay, yeah, that's true. I guess Makoto Shinkai thought that okay, I've made my point. I guess I should end it here. I mean, because basically the point he's going for is the parallel between what Akari moving on and.
Oh, I think I get it. Maybe he's doing it like with this fur girl actually getting the guts to ask him out or something.
I guess he didn't want to repeat the second episode's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he did that, probably would be kind of a rehash of the. It would be probably be kind of a rehash of the second episode. So maybe that's why I didn't do it.
I think I see the difference though. The one with the glasses actually has the guts to confess her feelings to him.
Yeah, but as we know, he's definitely not interested.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, as we can see here.
There you go. There's her husband. Or fiance, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this is pretty much kind of a deconstruction of the whole destined to see each other again thing.
Yeah.
You don't always count on that.
Yeah, I guess you can kind of interpret like that.
And so he was doomed to be.
Oh my god! So just like School Days, it's trying to be a deconstruction.
And so he was doomed to be drinking alcohol for the rest of his life. It's because sometimes when stuff comes through an English dub for children, sometimes we change it to like milk or something.
Surprisingly, they actually kept the alcohol thing in Sonic X, the English dub.
Honestly, I don't think this would have been presented to children anyway. Because there's nothing mature in this at all. It's just they wouldn't understand.
No, this is clearly a movie made for adults.
Yeah. I'm guessing that girl fights.
All right, now we get to see exactly.
It was probably the girl from the second episode, wasn't it?
And people say animation's just for children.
No one's saying that. No one's saying that. Hold on.
I bet we don't get to see her.
Ooh.
No, we don't.
It's just him again, imagining things.
I'm all alone. No. And then he got whacked on the head by the gate going down.
Ow.
Yeah.
There's still a few minutes.
I guess
I guess that's it.
I guess your eyes and your attention were poles apart.
All right, so that was five.
So that was 50. That was 50 minutes. Oh,
5 centimeters.
5 centimeters per second. Were you going to say 50 Shades of Grey, Joven?
no. I was actually going to say 50 meters per second, but yeah, 5 centimeters per second.
Okay, so yeah, this is 5 minutes per second. Final thoughts. Yeah, I really like this movie a lot because, like I said, like I've been saying, it does a great job in creating a believable love story, while at the same time doing some clever, dealing with exploring a few puberty dilemmas that teenagers and of course teenagers have to deal with, and what sells this movie is the characters. The characters are portrayed. What I love about what Makoto Shinkai does with this movie is that even though there's quite a bit of narration, in fact, most of the dialogue is narration, there's still most of the movie is actually driven through the visuals. The animation does a really great job in selling us at how the characters are feeling in every scene. So I love the music. The animation is of course beautiful. It's a damn fine movie if I say so myself. Go ahead, Jova, since you're the one who were doubtful about this.
You're going to remind me about that. Yes, I admit it. I enjoyed this movie. I guess maybe I've just
your man pride to enjoy a little romance.
It's not my man pride. It's just like, well, I was sort of expecting I wouldn't find this as fun because, like, well, I don't know. Most romance films I had seen before just kind of bored or annoyed.
There's a good reason for that, Joe. According to what you told me, there's a very good reason why. The reason
I've seen stuff like Hitch, and I've seen stuff like Hitch.
Hitch sucks. Like really good. Like, okay, see, here's the thing. The main reason why one of the main reasons why some romance movies fail is because they fail to the most basic thing you need for a romance story to work. The characters have to feel believable. They have to feel like real people, which is not the case with the romances you've told me you've seen.
I've seen stuff like Hitch. I've seen stuff like that movie with that guy who falls in love with a woman who's trying to get him out of his parents' house. You know, all that stuff.
Yeah, but that's Hollywood. That's Hollywood. Hollywood romance for the most part is
fake.
All right,
maybe that's why.
But go ahead and display final thoughts, though.
Yeah, this was actually a fun film. I was actually invested. I had fun with it. Sure, we made a few jokes off of it, but seriously, it was actually a very good look.
A chain of short stories about... There we go, right there at the bottom. A chain of short stories about their distance.
Reminds me of... Oh my god, and up next is Wolf Children. I like that movie. But anywho, as I was saying... yeah, pretty good romance film. I like its deconstruction of the whole mythos of destined to see each other again. It's like, that's one thing that always annoyed me is these prophecies of stuff that's bound to come true. It was nice to actually stay away. And that's like how they didn't go to the whole extreme of having the man be so depressed that he kills himself. I mean, because they didn't go that far. They just made like, well, yeah, he's depressed.
Makoto Shinkai was saving the horrible melodrama for Garden of Words.
Oh, goody. You know, the more you say about that, the more I'm actually looking forward to that commentary.
You don't even know. In fact, I might as well talk about the filmography when we're done with the final thoughts. Just a little recap so people can get some context. Okay, sure.
I wonder, Oh, wait, I wasn't finished yet.
Okay.
I also every character felt likable, and hey, even though the boy is a bit obsessive, I can see where he's coming from. I mean, granted, I myself am not like that, but I can see why somebody would. Well, I mean,
not everybody can move on from stuff like that easily. That's sad.
Yeah. And considering their past about how they were like the only friends each other had, I can see why you would latch so hard onto her.
What I love, again, like I said, what I love is that they show both sides because she moved on, so we get both sides of the outcome you can get from this.
I'm also fascinated that they actually give a legit reason for him to be obsessed with her.
Yeah,
freaking amazing. So yeah, a great romance, and I guess it's convinced me to give the romance genre a fair chance. I mean, I guess it's probably not fair to base it on the likes of.
Well, of course, like I said, that's like if the first action movie ever was Ballistic. Anyway, go ahead, Shiori.
Beautiful animation, lovely music. Again, as I said just before it ended, there was nothing I could find that was actually unrealistic. Pretty much what you all just said as well.
And I actually wasn't bored.
Awesome. Dibs. How
No,
about
because
you?
I myself don't actually really like the whole romance thing. But again, like Jova, I've only ever really seen
Yeah,
romance bullshit.
one of the main reasons I wanted to us to comment on this because I was definitely sure that
Huh.
the Jova will derive
Apparently,
parallels from this.
apparently, this anime had 2 dubs.
Yeah, that I don't know which I don't know which dub we just watched, but this one is fine in my opinion.
Oh well, it was a good dub.
All right,
Well,
what are your thoughts on the movie?
What you guys said at the end.
So Dwibs liked it too.
Yeah, and so yeah.
Before we cut this, allow me to answer Jova's question.
Oh wait, hold on. I thought Dwibs was going to say something.
Oh, go ahead, Dibs.
So I was just gonna say. So of course, after we've watched something good, of course I'm gonna. When we've done with this, I'm gonna show Jova something for a future film commentary we're gonna do.
All right.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Paul Man is kind of awesome, honestly. Okay.
Is this the scene you showed me?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, back to Pedro.
Yeah.
I'll put the link on, but don't click on it yet.
Sure.
Yes.
Basically, Makoto Shinkai originally made a short, 10-minute, a short 10-minute short back when he founded his Comics Wave animation studio. After that, he made his first feature-length movie, A Place Promised in Forgotten Days. The problem with that movie is that it has a stellar first half. And that one is not so much romance, it's more about friendship. The friendship between 2 boys and a girl, basically, who spent a summer together and shit. The first half is stellar, classic. It's Makoto Shinkai doing what he does best. But then the second half hits, and the movie becomes something completely different and goes sci-fi.
What a romance!
It goes sci-fi again. Remember how I said it? 5 centimeters per second takes place in the movie he made before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the movie I'm talking about. It starts out wonderful, a grounded, realistic human story about emotions, which is what Makoto Shinkai does best.
Yeah.
But then the second half hits, and suddenly the movie turns about something about space, about the girl they met as a kid being stuck in an alternate dimension, and I'm like, what the fuck? Did they suddenly change writer and director? What the fuck? Did David Cage? When did David Cage?
Or something?
So,
Wait,
Pedro,
wait, Pedro. You're telling me that this movie takes place in the same universe as that movie?
Yeah, it does.
So Pedro.
Okay, so much for realism.
So Pedro, what you're saying is, what you're saying is, Garden of Words is the Beyond Thunderdome of Makoto Shinkai, where the first half is something akin to the tone of the series, but then the second half turns into like frigging Peter Pan.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it becomes so. Basically, there's this giant tower, and basically they're flying a giant plane to get to the top so they can save her because she's stuck in a different dimension. And the music. Okay, okay. By the way, Tenmon, the composer of 5 centimeters per second, basically he's the John Williams to Makoto Shinkai Spielberg. Every single movie Makoto Shinkai has made, Tenmon was the composer, and that movie has the best Tenmon score. I love that score to death. In fact, I might show it to Dwebs after we're done with this. But God, that second half, what? It's like David Cage took over for the second half.
So Pedro, Vistas, are all Makoto Shinkai's movies on YouTube?
I think most of them are. I don't think Garden of the Words is.
In terms of big feature films, he's only made like 4.
Promised Place is his longest movie. Actually, not his longest movie. It is a 90-minute movie. But then he made this one, 5 minutes per second. After that, he made Children Who Chase Lost Voices, which is basically a big love letter to Hayao Miyazaki. And it's a great movie. The only problem with Children Who Chase Lost Voices is that it's not very original. A lot of it is drawn from Studio Ghibli movies. I get it. It's supposed to be a love letter to Studio Ghibli, but you could be a little more creative. But they still tell a good story with good themes and with great characters. So I guess you can forgive the lack of originality. And then Garden of the Words came. Granted, Promised Place was ruined because of the second half, but at least it had a brilliant first half. Garden of the Words is literally a soap opera. It's
what?
Basically it's Makoto Shinkai going back. Children Who Chase Lost Voices was his longest film, 2-hour film. But then with when Garden of the Words was coming out, it was supposed to be a 1-hour long movie about 2 people falling in love. That's
Well, just like
that's
5 centimeters per second.
Exactly. That's why I was so hyped for that movie. It's what Makoto Shinkai does best.
But it ended up only being like 46 minutes.
But it's like he completely forgot what made 5 centimeters per second great. You will not believe how overly melodramatic the ending is. It's so over the top
more melodramatic than School Days.
It's so over the top melodramatic that I literally was face palming. Really? Are you fucking serious? It's a sad fall from a very talented director, but that's pretty much my thoughts on Makoto Shinkai's filmography. Okay, we've dragged this
in that
off
case,
too
Major,
much.
we definitely have to take a look at his other films.
not right
Because some
now.
of these sound...
Let's close this.
Yeah, let's
see
close
ya.
it. See
So
ya.
yeah, great movie.
This one anyway. See you.